Okay, we're trying to get the probe on now. You can see what we've got coming right at us. Trying to get it on. We got a wall cloud right here near Urbana. It's got some hail falling, but we've got a wall cloud right here. Oh, it's trying so hard. Trying to come together right there, trying to nipple right there. We get a quick funnel right here. Quick funnel. Over here by Urbana, north of Lewisburg or whatever it is, up by Urbana, Missouri. It's rotating right here. RFD's trying to punch in. It's low top. Some hail. Goes. It's going to try right here. Nippling right here. We got a funnel. We got a funnel right there. Yep. There we go. Pulling up. Got a funnel right here. We're east of Urbana, Missouri. It is rotating. RFD punching around right now. We got the RFD. We're right on the couplet. North of Tunis, south of Max Creek. NWS Springfield funnel. We've got a funnel here. This is going to be the second one. It's going to be by Camdenton. West of Camdenton. Let me get up here where I can see it. It's right there, funnel, large funnel cloud right there. Right there, funnel, right there, funnel. Funnel cloud right here. Camdenton, or 13 miles from Camdenton, we got a funnel. Right there. Springfield NWS, tornado on the ground. It's going to be over by Stoutland. It's a long ways off. I can catch it in the glimpse of the trees. You got a tornado on the ground. Right now it's 6:34 p.m. Near Stoutland, as best I can tell. Okay, everybody, we just got back. We just pulled in to the drive, to my driveway, and we've got some. We're going to look at some data. I'm going to go in here, take the data logger, and look, because we did get the probe out, as you guys can tell in the video, and we're going to look at some data and see what that data looks like. Of course, we had data to some degree, guys, you know, but ultimately I'd lost data right off the bat once we started getting in the trees and hills. So my stream was out, on and off. I was lost radar data, so we had to use paper maps and then no weather radio. With that said, I want to thank right now, before we get any further, before I go inside, Mr. Doug Kramer at NWS in Springfield. Thank you for taking the report initially, and so forth and so on. Reed Timmer, your text couldn't have come at a better time. Charles Peak, thank you for your assistance. Brett Adair, I thank you for your call. We tried to get it up as quick as we could. Divide and conquer. That's what we tried to do today. The Outlaws, Packer Tex as a whole, Lisa McGeo, Randy Hicks, myself, Peyton Nichols, Chris Rice, David Moran, Pat Wynn. Pat Wynn is just a freaking genius when it comes to coding, and if I have issues coding, he's just the man. He is just a super duper engineer, and as an engineer myself, what we have done today, even on a small top, low top Supercell, and the data that we got, I'm sure is going to be unbelievable. We'll look at it here in just a minute. We've got to go through and try to match up some logs, but the acoustics and everything else. But I wanted to give thanks to so many people out there. Patty, you know who you are. People trying to check in with me. I'm sorry at times I couldn't get back with people. We were in bad zones. From Payton to Gage Shaw. Gage Shaw kind of shot me a message, and yeah, we're good. We had to stop because we were done, and then ultimately I was trying to go over data, couldn't really do it right then. So stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, so we just got in here, and we brought the data logger in and just got it. As you can tell, we just got the data logger plugged in, turned on, and we're going to be looking at some of the data that we received. We're matching up timestamps to see what we got accordingly. Okay, guys, I'm sorry that it took so long. We've been on this about 45 minutes trying to match up timestamps because we have so much data. As you guys can imagine, Pat and I have coded this to where it logs every second. So we get temperature, humidity, pressure, acoustics, once every second. So the first thing I want to start with is the acoustics right here. So I've started this acoustics at 2207, but ultimately that's where I grabbed the extraction at. I turned on the probe before that, and you guys can see that, but roughly at 2207, we actually see a little bit of a signature, a base signature. That's just a base signature, right? And this base signature right here, that's what we call the supercell signature frequency. And in the video, you guys just saw that supercell. The mesocyclone, even though it was low top, it was turning, blah, blah, blah. At roughly 2209, we see our first, right here, our first amplitude peak, and that matches up in time at 2209, 2209.56, to be exact, with the very first funnel, and then of course, it lasts. I can get in there longer, but it lasts about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and then our base signature is continuously there. We get a secondary funnel, if you will, right here. This is a secondary funnel that lasts, roughly about 3 minutes in time, goes away, but we still have our base signature, and then bam, we get that's the very large funnel you guys see in the video. That's the very large funnel, and of course the amplitude is like crazy. It lasted roughly about total span time on that particular funnel, and then the second one, it was like the third or fourth one, roughly about 2.5, 3 minutes. And then the base signature, again, the base, what we call the supercell signature frequency is continuous. It is still there. And then, of course, we right here is very important because this is where I admittedly was looking directly up, and it produced that white, or excuse me, the white, if you want to call it that, just a cone-ish looking funnel, right? And then it peaks while we've still got our basic supercell signature frequency, and then it really peaks because it got big and fat, right? So this what I'm pointing at and what I'm showing you guys is actually we've got our base SSF supercell signature frequency, and then we get what we call a TSF, or a tornado signature frequency, right? Now, that doesn't mean that a tornado was on the ground. What it means is that we're getting the acoustic signatures of the funnel aloft before it touches the ground. Consequently, we started getting the signature prior to the actual funnel being visible. We started seeing this prior to, just see that red spike right there by my finger, prior to it actually producing, making it visible, right? And then, of course, we got the, I don't know, third or fourth one, then it went away, and blah, 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 blah. But of more importance, these big spikes here, right here, you guys see? These, the amplitude and the decrease in amplitude, these are funnels. This is a funnel. And, of course, you've got your base frequency, that supercell signature frequency. And then, of course, this one, and this one, this was this right here, matching up the timestamp, 2210, and I can give you the exact chords, the exact coordinates, and the exact time frame. That was the big fat cone of a funnel prior to me actually trying to hook slice it, which we ultimately did. I had to hook slice it accordingly. But I wanted to show you guys something, one other thing here. We got right here, I just want to show you guys, we had a temperature of 73 degrees, and right there's our pressure, 972.45.600. That was directly under the mesocyclone. Directly under the mesocyclone. That was at that time frame. Now we've matched that up accordingly, and this is what we see. So we've got our obviously our full GPS, and then the offset of the GPS when I actually moved, so I can trace that route. Pat and I worked on the code, so you could actually trace my route via Google Chords or Google Maps, whatever. If you look at the GPS log, of course, now we're seeing it 2209, and you guys can see the GPS log right here. And then, of course, from that point on. So from 2207, 2209, 2210 on up, it was producing funnel. And then ultimately we hook slice that thing. After hook slicing it, I got the probe out one more time, and the NPAR probe, I got the probe out one more time, and that actually, you guys can see that very clearly right here. You see a little bit of that, that's supercell signature frequency, and then when it was producing the funnel south of 54 Highway towards Stoutland, it produced a cone-ish looking funnel, if you will, and that's in the video. That's the timestamp on that. That is the timestamp. And then, of course, I had to pick it up and move, but you still see the supercell signature frequency, a little bit of a bump here. The amplitude goes down simply because we put it up and we're moving, and then it goes away. And that's all that is there's no amplification there. There's no amplitude because we were moving. Now, all that being said, this has been a long time in the making. And the reason that I'm doing that, all that being said, the reason that I'm doing this video is because I'm going to try not to be too forward and too cocky or too abrupt, if you will. But what we have here is real scientific data, real data from underneath a tornado-warned supercell, but prior to it being tornado-warned. The storm, actually, the mesocyclone, was by that time started with a U, Eudora, something like that. It should have been tornado warned at that point. NWS did not tornado warn it, and that it is what it is. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying, hey, we started getting signatures at that point. So at 2207, 2208, we started getting signatures from this thing. And I can tell you exactly, 220736. 220736, we started getting signatures. So, and I don't mean signatures, plural. I'm talking 2 independent signatures. And then, of course, we saw the funnel aloft, and then many ultimately afterwards. That said, Pacratex, pressure acoustic recording inside Tornado's experiment, we're off to a great start. And I'm showing this data. This data is available, and it's going to be available to anyone publicly. We'll post it on the website. I'm going to share it on Facebook. I'm sharing it here. We will share it on YouTube, whatever the case may be. As you guys know, we are publicly and privately funded. We are not in any way, shape, or form do I have the backing of the federal government. And let me tell you what I've done since May 31 of 2013. Everybody knows that for about 8 months I stayed underneath a rock and I didn't do much. It took me 3 years to figure out exactly, after retrieving that NPAR down there in the creek bed. I'm not going to say anything about Gabe or any Mark Austin or you folks. We're working our butts off trying to get this done, and that's what we're doing. Now, this is real scientific data that has not been collected and is not currently being collected, nor has it ever been collected from any particular storm on a mobile platform like we're doing. Dr. Al Bedard attempted to do this to some degree on a static platform, and Dr. Al Bedard, if those folks that are not familiar with him, I would encourage you to look him up. He heads up NOAA's infrasonic program. Now, they had some partial success for a program that we were actually somewhat involved in, the CHILL program, way back years ago. That being said, I don't want to go too far into detail. That being said, what this shows, what this data is reflecting, is that we are truly getting, at the minimum, 2 signatures. The supercell signature frequency, again, it's coined SSF, and the tornado signature frequency. And the supercell signature frequency, I'm going to let my dog Omaha out. I'm sorry, guys. He's wanting out the doggy door. The supercell signature frequency, I want to tell you a quick story. We've received this on any major tornadic event. Let's go back to the Eva, Oklahoma event. This is when Randy Hicks, my partner in crime, my buddy, I love that brother. Randy Hicks saw that day 2 separate signatures, and even he knows, he saw it. 6 minutes later, we've got a tornado on the ground. That was 14 minutes prior to the tornado warning being issued by the National Weather Service out there. That said, I'm going to tell you something right now. The data that I just showed at 220736, I'm going to go so far to say that a tornado warning should have been issued at 220736, because that's when we started getting this. Now, let me just give you this. That was 16 and a half minutes, almost 17 minutes prior to the tornado warning being issued. We're already documenting many funnels and at the minimum 2 separate signatures at that time frame for the past 16 minutes, 17 minutes. Conversely, right up underneath the updraft base, on the edge of the updraft base. You guys saw that video. I thought it was going to come right over me. Thought we were in a good spot. It didn't. It just stayed south of me, 600-700 yards. I've heard a lot of folks talk about, well, what kind of data are they getting and who are they sharing it with and who are they working for and blah, 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 and all that bull crap. Folks, Pacratex, Pressure Acoustic Recording Inside Tornadoes Experiment, is funded completely publicly from some public, Michael Latour, I feel you, and some other folks, but privately, more important, privately, by my tour company. That's how we fund this. We don't have a lot of money. We're doing this on our own budget. I don't have the government funding. I don't have the funding that Josh Worman and those folks do. Alicia, this goes directly to you. We don't have that. So this is what we've got to do. Now, this is just my work, my engineering, electrical work, Randy's fabrication work, Pat's coding ability, and what I couldn't do, and all of us as a team effort. Chris Rice, his help, and of course David Moran, oh my God, he's such a smart guy. Meteorologist David Moran and his mathematician extraordinaire. This is the results of what we're doing here. So behind us we have true, CCM meteorologist. We have that backing. We have the fabrication backing of Randy, 27 years experience, 27 years experience for me. Of course, my engineering degree, some undergrad work in atmospheric sciences. This is legitimately real, and this is what we received tonight, what you guys just saw in the video. So I'm asking for everybody to support us. I'm not talking about just financial gain. I don't mean that. I'm not reaching out for a handout. I'm saying, hey, guys, look, this is what we've got. It's real. It's legit. Now I'm showing it to you. I'm showing you what we received, how we received it, what we're doing, and how we're doing it. I may not get into some of the specifics of the NPAR because that's a little bit more proprietary between Tim Samaras and I from years ago. And on that note, certainly we felt Tim out there tonight with us, no question about it. When I set that probe out, I felt Tim Samaras right there beside me. I don't give a damn who gets pissed off about that. That is what it is. Tim Samaras chose me because I was going to be out there anyways, and because, well, he respected what I was doing, what I was trying to accomplish. Now, Randy and I, Lisa, Mikey, Peyton, we've all come together as a team, as a unit, as a gang, as a whatever the hell you choose to call us, and we're going to get this done. I want to give mad props before I go to Reed Timmer, Mike Scantlin, and company, because Reed helped me tonight. And even though Reed has got a different scientific project going on right now, he's going to be, he's got a lot of stuff going on his plate. They're going to be taking a lot of pressure perturbation readings. They've got the dominators going. Sean Schofer, this includes you. You guys are doing a lot of stuff, but we kind of overlap a little bit. Two separate projects, I want to make that clear. Two separate scientific projects, but Reed helped me tonight. When I lost data, Reed messaged me and said, hey, blah, 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 blah. He texted me a couple of times and was very patient and very helpful towards me. And many, Gage Shaw, Brett, Charles Peak, Randy, a lot of folks, concerned about me. But we did it. First real storm of the season, and it was a low top supercell at that, just producing funnels that consequently did produce. I guarantee 99.9% sure that it produced a smaller, weaker, cone-ish, needle-ish, cone-ish type tornado down there in the sticks somewhere by State Highway 7 north and south as it crossed. BB and T cross up through there, and that's the way I went instead of down 7. But ultimately, this is what we got, and I wanted to share that. I know it's a long video, but I wanted to share all of this with you guys accordingly. So you guys saw what we just did, and these are the direct results from it. Now, you may not like my overtone, and you may not like how I do it, and you may not like me personally. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Randy. You don't have to like Lisa. You don't have to like the Outlaws. But you have to respect what we're doing and the way we're doing it, and ultimately respect the data, the true data that we're getting, because that's exactly what this is. I don't know what else to say. Thank you guys for supporting us so much. I do appreciate it very much, more than you guys know. And we're out. I've got some data to look at. So I thank you guys so much.